Good morning and welcome to the Ask Geeky Girl Show. My name is Angela Mondor. I'm also known as the Geeky Girl. I help stuck and stressed out entrepreneurs have more fun on social media so that they can attract their perfect clients. Does that sound like you? Are you stuck and stressed out? Today we're going to be continuing our conversation about websites, but today we're going to focus on not just the website itself necessarily or the techie pieces of the website, but we're going to talk about the pages that you have on your website, and are they the pages that you require for your website. So thank you very much, Scott, for joining me. Say hello to all those other people who are here. Please give me a thumbs up and let me know that you are here. And I'm just, of course, sharing this out because that's what I first do. You know, if you get anything out of watching me go live every day, you got to share your lives when you go live. That's really important. And of course, I forgot to copy something before I went live, so now it's going to take me an extra couple seconds, and I apologize. Here's a cute tip. So what I do is I use Google Keep to copy the update information that I want to use, and then when I go live, all I have to do before I go live, I copy it, or I'm supposed to, and then when I go live to share it, I just have to paste what I already copied from Google Keep, so I can write it on my computer, and then it's already on my phone. So just a little insider tip on how to make it easy for you to have that information ready to share out from your mobile device. So at the end of the day, you're here for tips, and I'm going to give them as they come. This one just happens to be, this particular tip is just about sharing your lives. I always want to call them scopes because I started going live with, what do you call it? Hey Diane, nice to have you here. I started going live with Periscope, and so we call them scopes over there. And so I keep wanting to call these Facebook Lives scopes, but they're really not. And that's all right. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the different pages. And like I said, for those of you here, let me know what your questions are. Give me a thumbs up, say hello. And if you're watching on the replay, if you have questions, you can always ask them because I'll be alerted about your question and I'll be able to answer it. Our pages on our website are really important, and there has to be some thought that goes into it. And we talked about this. We've been talking about our websites all week and the production of creating the website. Hey, David, nice to have you here. The different ideas of what a website is, all the pieces you need for your website. It's noisy here this morning. And then talking about putting in thought to what you need for your website. Thank you for the thumbs up, David. I appreciate it. So today we're talking about pages and what's important for pages, and there are some caveats to what I'm going to tell you. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of pages you can have, and not everybody who's watching will need the exact same pages. There's going to be some pages you need and some pages that are optional pages. So, we'll talk about that as we move forward. Now, number one thing, everybody needs a homepage. There's no way around it. You totally need a homepage. So that's not one that you can get around. However, what's on your homepage is really important. It is literally the very first thing that people see when they come to your website, if they're coming in just as your website address. Hey Nancy, nice to have you. If you're coming in as your website, they're coming to the first one. That's like they're just walking in the front door of your store. So what is the impression that you want to give them? What is the information you want to share when somebody first gets there? You want to make sure that it gives people as much information as they need without overwhelming them. And of course, you want it to be well written. You want it to highlight what it is that your business is all about, what you're about, and give them a really good overall feel about what you are about. And it does say that it is probably one of the most frequently viewed pages of your website. So it is really important to make sure that is solid, and it is probably going to be the place where people are going to enter your website from a search engine. So as good as your copy is, and there's a chance that they'll come in through a blog post. Hey Tushar, nice to have you here. It's possible they'll find a blog post and come in that way. However, a lot of times you're going to get traffic straight through to your front home page. So you want to be able to convey the information that is important. Now, that means your navigation needs to be on point. It means that, all that layout, that they know what they want, when they get there, you want them to easily find what it is they're looking for, and without them having to search very hard. So, you heard this from me. I will not stop talking about this, but your social media icons need to be on that front page. They have to be on that front page. Don't make them look. It's good to see you too. Awesome, Tushar. So you also want to have the links that are most important. What is it that these people are most likely coming here to look for? That needs to be in your top navigation. And your top navigation needs to be clean and tidy, one line. And, if you need to have sub-navigation, that's fine. That can go underneath the main navigation. But one thing that I have learned from Lynn, with working with Lynn, this is something that she's taught me, is, as your screen changes size, your navigation at some point breaks. And so you have to understand where that navigation break is. So if you're working with a web designer, if you're working with Lynn or any other kind of web designer, and they tell you that there's too many words or your navigation's too long, and you're looking at it on your computer and you're like, but it looks fine on my computer. That's because it's not breaking properly when you look at the responsiveness of it. So if you've ever gone to a website on your mobile device and it's like this much navigation and you can't see anything but navigation on the page, it's because the person who created the website didn't put any thought into where that navigation breaks and how it breaks. Hey Terry, nice to have you here this morning. It's still morning. I was going to say this afternoon. So you got to put some ideas and thoughts into that. And this is one of those reasons why it's really important for you to have a web designer. That front page is in fact like your entire gateway to everything about your website and about you. And, if you are not really good at writing, which I'm not super great at writing, some people aren't, it's possible that you might want to hire somebody to write this page for you so that it highlights what it is that you do and, the overall feeling as they come into your website. Okay, so now there's the About page. Okay, now this could be the About Us page or this could be the About Me page. And here's where I get a little cranky. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, Nancy. I appreciate it. Your About, thank you, Terry. I appreciate that you love my tips. Your About Us or About Me page is an indication of your business. Now, mine's an About Me page. People do business with me. Now, there's times when I will work with other people, such as Lynn or Corey I use for copy and for editing and that kind of thing, but they each have their own businesses. Whether I reference their work inside my website or not, that doesn't matter. They are not part of the overall Geeky Girl business. So my page is an About Me page. And if I have an accountant or if I have other VAs that work with me, they don't work directly with my clients. I don't work through me that way. So it's an About Me page, okay? When you get into an About Us page, that's if you run a company where you're going to have other people working with your clients. So do you have salespeople that work with your clients for you? Do you have middle people that work with your clients or with your company or with your customers, then you want to think about me. Or if you're growing there, if you have an overall picture for your business to have a staff or other people doing things for you where they will be working directly with your clients and customers, then you can use that whole About Us piece. Now, if you're not there yet, if you don't have that as your picture, start with About Me, please, because otherwise you almost lose credibility. I really feel like when I go to a website and it says About Us and the person, it's just their singular, they are their person, they are their business, I feel like they lose credibility with me because I feel like they're trying to be bigger than they actually are. So that's just a tip from my side. But you want to know who is this person or who is this business, and then what is your history? Who do you sell to? And then why are you special? What is it that your business does, or what is it that your product and services do that make you special? That's what your About Us page is all about. You want to be able to make sure that people can get to know you and understand you. And it's sort of like your larger elevator pitch when somebody says, hey, hi, my name's so-and-so, who are you and what do you do? This is sort of your ability to have that conversation with them, to let them know what you do, the overall idea of what you offer. Now, some people will require a products and services page, and some people won't. Your products and services page is going to be a little bit different for some people. Sometimes you have, rather than having a products and services page, you just have a store. If you have products, then that's just your store. If you are a coach, then perhaps your products and services page is more about your coaching rather than products and services. If you look at my website, I've got products and services, but then I also have an entirely different page for my book. Even though it's a product, it has its own page, but that's, so if you're an author, then that's something else you want to think about. But you have to lay this out and do some consideration as to how you want this to come across for your customer. So you want to know, customers need to know how they can spend money with you or how they can do business with you. And yes, you need to have some sort of products and services for them, because you want them to engage and do business with you. But what does that look like for your business? Is it a store, or is it an overall page where they can link to different things throughout your website? Or is it just a page that describes what you do with the opportunity for them to connect with you to learn more? So your overall products and services page is important. It just depends on what that looks like for your business. So you just want to put some thought into that. Now, frequently asked questions. This is an interesting one. If you have a product and service, or a product, then typically the FAQs, or the frequently asked questions, are pretty easy. People ask you the same things over and over again. What does this do? What if I do this? Can I do that? Those sorts of things. Not always can an FAQ make sense. You can have an FAQ section as if you were saying, how do I do business with you? Or what if I want this from you? Or, those sorts of things. I don't have an FAQ on my website. I have never had one. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I know that people say that you should have an FAQ. And Lynn, if you join us at some point, let me know. Am I being bad? But I don't personally see a reason for an FAQ. I don't really get people asking me those kinds of questions through my website. People typically will ask me questions through social media. So I'm not getting the questions through my website. So I don't know. But lots of people will say that frequently asked questions is important. And if you are handling a lot of customer service issues and they're the same issues over and over again, then yeah, you might want to consider putting an FAQ together. Maybe that'll save you some time when it comes to dealing with customers' questions or complaints. Now, a portfolio or a gallery is the ability for you, if you're creative, if you're doing creative work, for you to showcase your work. If you're a speaker, then it would be more about your speeches, right? Like that's, instead of it being your portfolio or your gallery, it would be the videos of what you do as a speaker. FAQ only for technical questions after sales does not help with conversions. Yeah, it doesn't really. But there are ways that you could use your FAQs. Somebody might ask me, and a lot of people ask me, can I hire you hourly? Or, something like that. Those kinds of questions, I don't really feel like that's a good FAQ, but you could. I don't know. You could play with it. I just have never found it in my business that it's worked, or that it's not necessarily worked because I haven't tried it, but I haven't felt like it's been the way to do business on my end. But I know that an FAQ section is important, especially if people are ordering things from you. If you have products and people always want to know how much does it cost for shipping, or do you ship to this country, or those sorts of things. There's lots of pre-sale questions as well that can be handled by FAQs. If there's something that's coming up often in your business and people are looking for it, that kind of thing. But you're right, there are technical questions after sales. Somebody might say, how do I get a refund? Or if my product's defective, how do I let you know? And those sorts of things. Many don't read the FAQ, the email for personal touch. That's totally true. And like I said, a lot of people will come through social media for me to ask me questions, or they use my contact page, right? Okay. So your portfolio and your gallery is really important to let people know what it is that that you have. And if you don't have, your products could be your portfolio and your gallery in your, right in your store. So you might not need a separate portfolio or gallery. However, if you're an artist or a speaker, then you could use a portfolio or a gallery for those sorts of things. Testimonials are very important though. And I really think everybody needs to spend a little more time on their testimonials and collecting their testimonials. I'm just as bad when it comes to curating our testimonials. I do try to get as many as I can and try to remember to get those. But you can even curate those right off of like if you're getting them through Facebook. Even if people have said nice things about you on Facebook, you can get that information from there as well. So don't discount where you're getting your FAQs from. So you could get them from email. People can send you a written letter. Sometimes that happens. Maybe they've sent you through a PDF, but they've sent it to email or something like that. The other thing is that you can be getting your testimonials through Facebook or Twitter or some other platform where they've said nice things about you. So those are just as important. Thank you so much for the hearts and the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate it. So now you want to curate those things and put them on a page. Now, once you get to a point where you have a lot of a lot of testimonials, you could break those out into multiple different ones. So you can take, if you have, let's say you have, I know sometimes speakers will have 2 or 3 different types of, maybe they'll speak to managers and they'll speak to employees, and they have testimonials for each kind. So then they'll be able to break those out into 2 different kinds of testimonials, so that they tag them so that it's easy for people to sort. I want to see these testimonials, or I want to see those. So it's possible that you have that going on in your business. However, testimonials are really powerful, not just written ones either, but also video testimonials. So if you're getting video testimonials from your clients, put that stuff up on your website. Now, do not load it directly to your website. You want to put that up on either YouTube or Vimeo, and make sure it's a private thing so that not everybody can you can have people find them if you want. But you want to put that into Vimeo or YouTube and then embed it on your website. If you actually upload the video directly to your website, what ends up happening is it slows down your website. And from our conversations earlier this week, when we slow down our websites, Google hates it, and so do your visitors. So make sure that stuff is hosted elsewhere, but embedded into your website. So if you go to my FAQ or in my testimonials, you'll see there are written testimonials. There are written testimonials with a link to a PDF, and there's also video testimonials there. So that's what you would be looking for. Okay, so testimonials are huge. You definitely want to make sure that you have that. I believe that you need a blog. I guess just say that. I really believe that you need to have a blog. Now, the reason why you need to have a blog is because it's one of the easiest ways for you to create regular content and to be putting content out there on a regular basis. I appreciate all of those thumbs up and hearts that are going down the bottom, guys. I really appreciate it. If you are liking what you see or hear here, then it would be great for you to share this out for me. I would really appreciate it, and let everybody else know what's important to have on their websites as well. You don't even wait for more than 2 seconds for things to load. Oh, that's totally true. If I go to a website and it's too slow, I'm out. If there's too many pop-ups, I'm gone. if I can't get rid of a pop-up easy, if I'm looking and it's like, where is the X button? I can't find it. I'm out. I will never share those things out for you, I promise. I find some great content sometimes and I don't share it simply because I can't get their stupid pop-ups to go away. So you want to be really mindful about those sorts of things. But your blog is really important and it gives you a lot of power. In fact, we talked yesterday about how you can use your blog to push you up the Alexa ranks really, really quickly. And it's an amazing thing to watch. It's fun. You guys know me. I love to watch the how the technology works. But so now there's the contact page. It's so annoying. Yes. The contact page. Now exactly the same methodology when I was talking about the about page. Okay. Isn't it about us, or is it really just an about me? So is it really contact us, or is it really contact me? Okay, get it? It's the same thing. Don't lose credibility on this. If you don't have a company where you have a lot of employees or other people dealing with people, your customers and your clients, it's an about me page. Or sorry, it's a contact us page in the same respect. So your contact me or contact us page should be really easy to use again. Give them all the different ways that they can contact you that make sense for you, whether that's a contact form, whether that's giving them your email address, the different phone numbers that they can reach you at. How is it that you want to be able to be contacted? Do you need to send out your, maybe if you do products and you're asking for people to, use your actual address to send you things back, then you need to have that physical address out there for them to use. Make it easy for people to find the things that they need. Okay? That's really, really important. So now here's a few things. I don't know these next couple pages are just sort of interesting. There's the privacy policy page and the terms and conditions page. Some of you will need these and some of you won't. Privacy policy, essentially, you're looking after people's information. So are you collecting the information or not, right? So if you're using Aweber, MailChimp, Omniport, or whatever, they're collecting the information. There's actually a privacy policy built into what they do. So do you need to piggyback that? I don't know, you could. It won't hurt you to piggyback that. And it's certainly easy to do. There's privacy policy blanks that you can use and just fill in the blanks. Just go to Google and search privacy policy template. And you could just, copy something like that. If it's specific to your business though, if there's something specific that you're dealing with customer information, then you want to make sure that your privacy policy is up to date at all times and that you're looking after yourself. This is the whole CYA part, cover your ass, right? So your terms and conditions, now this is important if you are selling products or if you have things where people are looking to okay, so terms and conditions, essentially, you don't have a legal requirement to put this up there. However, it can help you if you are building contracts with people for them to feel more confident about your website and doing things. And like, again, the same thing, there is blanks out there where you can look at the terms and condition blanks and fill in. If you are dealing with larger issues, maybe you need a lawyer to go through your terms and conditions to make sure that it's correct, depending on your business. Now, these are questions that would be great for your web designer to go through it and to help you understand whether or not you actually need these pages or not, okay? So there's so many different things there. We covered, 10 different pages that you could consider being part of your website. And they don't all have to be on your navigation. Your privacy policy and your terms of condition, those are two little links in at the very bottom of the website. Like, unless you're looking for them, you're not finding them, right? They're like way at the bottom and little tiny click-ons down the bottom. They're not in your main navigation. So again, be careful of that main navigation. And I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. I have more to cover next week, so I will be back again, of course, next week. We are going to be covering WordPress in depth next week, and I welcome all of your questions next week. It'll be fun. The only day that I will not be live next week is Tuesday. I am actually going to be out of town Tuesday doing a presentation at a high school, and so I will not be live with you Tuesday, but every other day, and we will be talking about WordPress in depth. So I look forward to helping you guys out and sharing more information about WordPress. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. I really appreciate it. All those thumbs ups and the hearts, the comments. I appreciate you. Have yourselves an amazing Friday. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.